Heat. I've been a fan of them for a long, long time. If you like kind of psychobilly, rockabilly type stuff, they've been doing what they do for probably 40 years, maybe. And Reverend Horton Heat says we ain't canceling nothing.
Yeah, but the venues can't be open in a lot of places.
That's the thing. I'm like, guys, this is going to be made for you. This decision. Reverend Horton Heat said everybody who lives in a jurisdiction where local governments are restricting rock and roll needs to push back. They can't stop rock and roll. My crew guys have bills to pay. If you don't want to come to the show, that's your right too. But I'm for freedom, he said. Now, even among Reverend Horton Heat fans, they haven't been too accommodating with this. They're getting a lot of backlash for that. But whatever. They're like, we got people on our crew that got bills to pay. If I get sick, I will, but life goes on. There you go.
Yeah, but what about for the people it doesn't go on for?
I don't know. So people started calling him a boomer because, like I said earlier in the show, the people who are the most, who are potentially the most affected by this don't seem to care by and large. Older people are like, screw it. It's overblown.
Until they start getting made fun of. Like I saw last week, boomer remover was trending, and boomers were very upset about that. Like, younger kids were calling coronavirus boomer remover, and they're like, hey, that's not nice. And it's like, well.
But also, if you are, if you're getting a steady diet of Fox News, which that demographic disproportionately is, they're downplaying as much as they can, They'll find somebody who's 65 or 70 who's had it. They had a woman from a cruise ship, and she's like, oh, it's nothing. So if you see those people, you go, it's nothing.
I'd have a talk with my brother about that. My sisters, our group text, everyone was talking about like, oh, he's shutting down the restaurants and bars. And my brother writes back and he's like, this is socialist government at its finest. This is what you all asked for. And it's like going on and on.
I don't think your brother knows what socialism is.
I had to message him separately. I was like, hey, man, how about we cool it with the political stuff? Because you're messaging people who has literally nothing to do with, and you're freaking them out even more.
Listen, you're not going to change an adult's mind. They have to come to it themselves.
I just wanted him to not do that. Like, your sisters are telling you they're freaking out right now. And you're like, well, this is what you voted for.
If I were you, I wouldn't even talk to him anymore.
I would cut him off. Person, man.
He's
like
a douche.
And by the way,
I told him,
this is his president. What is he talking
this
about?
is not what any of us voted for.
Yeah. That socialist Mike DeWine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is what socialism is. Yeah. This is what all you liberals are wanting to do. I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, hey, how about you stop with whatever this is, because none of us can change the law, and you just give your sister some support right now.
Most parties making legislation are Republican, and that's the one that doesn't believe in big government. So I don't know what he's talking about. He's not making sense. Did you tell him that?
No, I tried to just cut it down immediately. I was like, dude, you yelling at us about socialism or whatever you're doing right now is not making anybody feel better.
Has a little bit of socialism.
And that's such a lame go-to. Mm-hmm. It's such like a buzzword kind of thing to throw at some. By the way, even if you're one of those people that's for small government, in its most basic form, a limited government's function is to protect people and their property. So this falls right under the rubric of limited government. Mm-hmm. If nothing else, people go, oh, taxes are too high. Agreed. Okay, not everybody's fine. But even people who crow about limited government, the two fundamental things the government's supposed to do is protect people and their property. And so that's what all this is.
I was like, if you're this
national defense, law enforcement, that's all, National defense isn't just supposed to consist of a jobs program for weapons contractors. That's not what that's supposed to be. Here's the woman that they pulled off the cruise ship who says she's doing great.
My case was I had a slight fever the night before they took me off the cruise ship, very slight. It wasn't even 100.
Mind you, they don't have her in the studio.
100 degrees up to now. I haven't had any symptoms.
Well, look at that. You know what they're saying here in the United States is that if you're over 60 or you have underlying medical situations, you should be wary of it. But you are over 60, and it doesn't seem to have been a big deal to you, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the hysteria has just gotten out of control. All the toilet paper being gone. I don't get the toilet paper thing. I really don't.
I don't either.
I don't get toilet paper either. But nevertheless, so obviously they're going to grab somebody and put him on there, and But, yeah, hey, They pulled Al Roker from the Today Show because one of the staffers in one of the crew members of the 4th hour of the Today Show tested positive. Mm-hmm. So they're pulling people out of these shows, and
again, there are people even in their 60s and 70s that are going to be fine when they get this disease. But there's other people that are more at risk because they have different conditions that could die. So that's who you're trying to protect, not some lady on a boat that happens to be okay to it.
Lady on a boat.
She's dealing with it.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good. I'm happy that it's not taking her life, but it doesn't mean you should be careless and spread it to other people.
I did tell my brother, I was like, if you're so, this is me being, I don't know if it's being hypocritical or what. I was like, if this is something that upsets you so much, why don't you just write a letter to the governor and then go from there? And he goes, I already emailed his office 5 times. And then I got annoyed. I was like, of course you did. Like, even though he did what I already told him.
He's one step ahead of you.
Right.
He's like,
I was like, send an email. Oh, you would. You know?
Silly girl.
Right.
I'm already way ahead of you.
Somehow that annoyed me more that he had already did what I asked him to do.
Because you wanted to stick it to him.
Yeah.
He pulled the old switcheroo on you.
Mm-hmm.
But what does he want? Like,
I didn't even ask. I just shut it down. I was like, this is not the time for this.
Yeah, I'm glad I bailed out of my family's vacation because they're supposed to go in November. And when I had our family barbecue on Saturday, when I was getting checked out, I talked to my uncle. I was like, so are you guys excited for the cruise? I just hear from the other room, don't mention the cruise! Because everyone's just all pissed off about it. They're like, we got old people going, we got young people going, we got people that don't care, people that do care, Republicans, Democrats. It's not a good area to talk about.
Yeah, but I was reading how amazing it is that even this has gotten politicized.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
That people who don't think, on the more Republican side, people who don't think it's a big deal, think that you're a pussy if you stay inside, you know, like it's a liberal problem or whatever. Somebody had tweeted that there was a pastor in Arkansas or something, Conway, Arkansas. Josh King is a lead pastor at the Second Baptist Church. And he said he was getting half of his congregation ready to lick the floor to prove that there's no actual virus.
Let them do it.
Yeah, go for it.
Right.
And leave them in that church.
So what they said is it comes down to, in some more conservative parts of the country, closing things and staying at home is not interpreted as caring. It's interpreted as liberalism or buying into the hype. That it's so you're going to own the libs by not staying home and not changing your life
but
at
again,
all.
it's not liberals that are saying stay home. It's scientists and doctors that are like, hey, stay home.
Right.
Trying to flatten the curve.
He's also the one who's like, it's just the common flu, it's this, it's that. And he's like,
it's pneumonia.
Well, he's like, I can't believe they're putting millions of families at risk because 3 people got sick. And I was like, what are you talking about, 3 people? Where are you getting your information from?
But also, right now,
yeah,
we're weeks behind where Italy was. So they're like, yeah, right now, people feel the luxury of going, it's blown out of proportion. Give it 2 weeks, and we could be looking at tens of thousands of people, even more so. So, yeah, right now, your brother probably feels pretty good about his opinion.
3 people got sick. I was like, what are you talking about, Trouble is,
people who don't want to believe something or who already feel a certain way, they'll keep moving the chains.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a country of 350 million people. It's only 10,000 people who died. You're like, okay, well, what is an acceptable number of...
deaths.
I don't even mean cases. Like, what's an acceptable number of deaths in a country of 350 million people? If 1 million people die from this, is that okay? How about 2 million?
Yeah.
Like, for a guy like your brother, how many people will... There will always be an answer, of course. Well, old.
Yeah.
No, you'll have a high school kid who didn't know he had a heart condition. You'll have one of the doctors early on in China who tried to sound the alarm. He was 34. He died from it.
Sound the alarm.
So it's not just like if you're, even among people who are 80, 85, even if they get sick with it, the survival rate is still real high, even though those are the people, the age group most likely to have some serious issues with it. But, for people who already have their mind made up, I think if you already have your mind made up to err on the side of caution, there's no downside to that, right?
Yeah, right.
If you're somebody who already has their mind made up that it's no big deal, you're going to find yourself changing your definition of that in the weeks to come.
I worry about my mom because she's a nurse and she's rickety. I don't know how to feel.
Well, you're allowed to be worried.
Yeah.
Just don't be panicky.
I'm not panicky because that's not going to do anything. But
like that
The worry will be there.
But she also is a smart lady that knows how to take care of herself and knows how to take precautions and has access to the Medicare that she needs or the health care that she needs.
There was a woman named Amy Driscoll, who
I know that name.
she's from Hudson. She's a 48-year-old mom in Hudson. She tested positive for COVID-19, and she posted on Facebook about what her experience was. And it's an interesting post, a big, long thing. One thing did jump out at me, though, I thought was kind of funny. I'm sure she didn't mean it like that, but she's like, I'm not sure how I got it. I was at a Cavs game, and then my husband came back from Germany, but I'm not sure, because they obviously don't know if that's why she got sick, but that just kind of struck me as funny.
back from Germany.
I'm not sure what it could be. I was at a Cavs game. My husband was in Germany, and he came back. Who knows? But, Drunk Sue has a birthday on Wednesday. Are you going to make it, Sue?
Oh, yeah. I was sick over the weekend. I was just typing in early in case I am sick by Wednesday. I better not be.
Okay.
Do you... Do you?
I get the giggles.
Sue, do you think that you're going to be okay?
Well, hell yeah.
All right,
I'm not a quitter.
What?
I'm not a quitter.
It's got nothing to do with you quitting. No, I appreciate that about you, but it doesn't have anything to do with quitting. It's got to do with do you feel like you're healthy enough to do? Which side of this are you on? Do you think it's all being blown out of proportion, or are you?
Look at the side of the grass from the brown. I'm looking at the grass from the green side. Trust me.
Okay. Well, listen, positive mental attitude, that goes a long way. But what are you going to be, 56 on Wednesday?
Yes.
56.
Gosh, look at you. What a
Coronavirus! Okay, well.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm still getting my art stuff now.
Yeah, but are you self quarantined? Are you one of those people that's hanging out at home a lot more?
Well, mostly, but I had to take a trek out today to Giant Eagle.
Well, yeah,
Because,
I think that's okay.
Listen, I have a very serious concern.
Yeah.
So I went to Giant Eagle because they got a liquor store in there. And I don't want Giant Eagle to be closing up on me or something like that. So even though it's before my birthday, I had to make sure I got up there before they closed down, too.
I understand you got to prep for Wednesday.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
I don't want to have nothing to drink on Wednesday, for goodness sake.
No, of course not. It's a day of celebration.
I could feel that.
Yeah, of course.
Hey,
I mean, with everything else going wacky, you still want to be able to celebrate your birthday the way you want.
yep, at home with my old man Bob and just having a nice dinner together. And
Good
just
for you.
Watch TV together.
Living in sin.
That's beautiful. What's the matter with that? Yep, have some booze, have some Bob.
Yep, you're right. Booze, Bob, and birthdays.
Yeah. All right, well, as long as you're okay, Drunk Sue.
Hey, honey, I'm just fine.
All right, check in again,
I'm
okay?
Pipe in and let you know I'm gonna be here.
All right.
If I'm feeling good too, I'm gonna call you on Wednesday.
All right, thank you, baby.
Okay.
All right, love you.
All right, love you too. There's Drunk Sue. Oh, boy. You see Arnold Schwarzenegger is hunkered down. He's the former governor of California. And people forget that sometimes. And he's hunkered down, and for some reason he tweeted out a video of him at home with his animals in the house.
Sure,
Did you
he
see
has
the
a
video?
bunker.
I haven't seen the video, no.
He's got like a donkey with him. and yeah,
He's a Republican.
It's him. I guess that's what it is. Yeah, his donkey and his pony are in the house with him.
That's elephant, I thought. Republicans.
Oh, I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm sorry. The Republicans are the elephant. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Arnold is. I'm sorry. Arnold is there with his pony Whiskey and his donkey Lulu, and they're in the house. He's in his ornate, huge kitchen.
God, he's so rich.
He's very, very wealthy. Yes.
Yeah, he's
See,
gotta
the
be like,
important thing is that you stay at home because there's a curfew now. Okay, no one is allowed out, especially someone that is like 72 years old. After you're 65, you're not allowed at the house anymore in California, so we stay home and we eat here. Right? Oh, yeah, that's yummy. I ate with the whiskey, and there's Lulu. Lulu loves carrots. Whiskey loves carrots. I just had my little bit of vegan food. Oh, that was yummy, huh?
It was kind of creeping me out. Because I guarantee you that's how he sounded when he was porking the maid. He's got that grown kid from when... right? The maid?
Yep, it was his maid. Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that beautiful smile she has.
Blowing her back out.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful.
Ew, stop. Now that's all I can hear.
We have a good time. So much more fun than going outside.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he sounds like. That's what he
So
sounded
much
like
more
with the
fun.
maid. Look at the beautiful face. Which she decidedly did not have, by the way.
It just goes to show you it was convenience.
Oh, look at that beautiful smile she has. Huh? Oh, yes. Oh,
And the sound of the donkey chewing that
Yes,
apple.
it's so gross.
Probably, oh, God, yeah.
He's got a donkey and a pony. Like that. How rich do you got to be to have one of those in your house?
Not that rich.
Just walking around
to
in
have
your
a donkey
house?
and a pony?
In your house? Just casually like, morning, Bruno.
Slapping sound.
How rich do you have to be to have a donkey and a pony? There are farmers who just leave the door open and you'll end up with a donkey and a pony in there.
They're walking around like they're dogs in your mansion. Like
That's the mansion's the rich part, not the donkey and the pony.
yes, but he's feeding.
How rich do you have to be to have livestock in your kitchen?
You know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know.
look at
That's
that
not
beautiful
like a
smile
typical
she
flex.
has. Huh? Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Ew, I can't.
We have a good
Stop.
time. So much more fun than going outside. No more restaurants, okay?
Isn't this so much more fun than going outside?
You're rich enough to have your donkey and your pony to be lost in your mansion. Just lost. Oh, I lost my pony. Might be in the third wing.
How rich do you have to be to have a donkey and a pony in your house, he asks.
In your mansion.
In your mansion. Well, again, the mansion's the rich part.
Yeah.
He has two homes.
have a-
But he's also rich enough that he doesn't care if the donkey and pony do what donkeys and ponies do in his house
And,
because
like,
he has someone to clean it up.
he
Take
has
a dump every 5
Yeah.
seconds.
He has two mega mansions like 15 minutes away from each other. He has one in Pacific Palisades and one in Brentwood.
Palisades.
Palisades.
Palisade.
Palisades.
That's social distancing. Keep your palisade.
And one in Brentwood. But they're like millions of dollars and only 15
Palisade.
minutes apart.
Yeah.
Pacific Palisades.
When my agent was alive, he lived in Pacific Palisades. Very, very wealthy. Well, there you go. So Arnold Schwarzenegger is in there with a donkey and a pony.
Sounds like the
Sounds like a rich guy,
Beginning
right?
of a
Donkey
joke.
and a pony in his house.
In his house.
Wow.
so a donkey and a pony walk into Arnold's house.
A donkey and a pony walk into Arnold Schwarzenegger's house. All right. Why would you have two houses an hour away?
No, they're 15 minutes away.
Or I'm sorry. I mean, like, in traffic.
I imagine one is for like maybe his family and
I mean,
one is
one's on
for him.
the one's on the water, but like, why would you? Yeah.
He's got one for letting his livestock wander around, and he's got a nice one.
Yeah. One with the hot maids in it.
That's amazing. Like I heard of people having like, I want something downtown like a loft or something and then something I could just go back to. But he has two mansions.
Well,
Probably
like LeBron has two homes within 20 minutes of each other in LA, I think.
Probably.
Oh, look at that beautiful smile she has. Huh? Oh, yes.
that sound though, I can't do it.
Huh? And we have a good time. So much more fun than
slapping
going outside.
sound.
No more restaurants, okay?
No more restaurants for you. Yeah. So there you go. Congratulations, Arnold, on that whole bit. He's Chris Pratt's father-in-law now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
How exciting.
He traded up, right? I mean, Anna Faris is cute, but I feel like Katherine Schwarzenegger's hotter.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really?
I mean, yeah, probably, but I've kind of softened on Chris Pratt because he's gotten weird Jesus-y.
He was always Jesus-y.
But he wasn't as outspoken about it before.
No, but he was Jesus-y.
All right, but
I
he
mean,
wasn't
yeah.
talking about it all the time. It's like every post now is always
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, I feel like
Oh, well, Jesus is a guardian of the galaxy, Bill.
And Jesus is a friend of mine.
Okay, let me break. You want to get the last word in? You can shoot me a text or an email 35192, AlanCoxShow.com for everything else.